Hey guys, Thomas here from FastTrackFBA, and today I want to go through the changes to the FBA fee and the European Fulfilment Network fee coming up in April 2020. Now some of these are quite sizable and they're going to have an impact upon your operations. Stay tuned. Before I get into the actual fee changes, what I want to do is just clarify, if you don't know what FBA fees are or ENF fees, I'll quickly explain them now. Now, the majority of Amazon sellers who are using Amazon's fulfillment network are going to be doing something called FBA, this Fulfillment by Amazon, whereby we as sellers ship our products into Amazon's warehouses, and generally in the UK, and they are going to then ship it to the customer. They do that last mile, that last bit, and that's called Fulfillment by Amazon, FBA. And then when it goes into Europe, i.e. it ships from an Amazon warehouse in the UK and it ships into Europe through being sold on the Amazon marketplace in Europe, that is called using the ENF, European Fulfillment Network, whereby Amazon will ship it from the UK over to Europe. So that clears that up. And what I will say is the fee changes I'm going to talk through in a minute, i.e. the fees that Amazon is showing us for before and after, these are all ex-VAT prices. So if you are a UK registered seller and you are a non-VAT payer, you're going to have to add 20% onto these fee costs because that is what Amazon is going to charge you. But when we're looking at these are ex-VAT prices. So for non-registered VAT sellers, add 20% on top. Let's start having a look now. Okay guys, so here we are. This is the announcement from Amazon, and you can see here they're saying basically 2020 they are doing changes to the referral fee and the Amazon FBA fee. They've invested $4 billion in their European infrastructure, and obviously they're going to have to pass on some of that cost to us, and this is going to take effect as of April the 1st, 2020. Now what I'll say is I will drop all the links that I'm going through now in the description down below, so just check that out if you want to check this yourself. But first of all, we'll just go through the referral fee and then the FBA fee as well. So coming on to the referral fee, we've got here, so in Europe what they're saying is they are going to be changing some of the fees. So clothing, shoes and bags, they're going to be changing, and they've talked about here, so they're going from 15 to 7, so it looks like they're decreasing. That's good news, but you know, most of the sellers I know aren't really doing clothes, shoes or bags. Personal care appliances are going to be decreasing from 15 to 8. Now that's pretty big, you know, that's a big difference. You know, this is only for things under £10, but it might be worth looking at that. I know a lot of people do grocery and beauty items which have a real impact. So, you know, things like personal care appliances, I don't know, but they could even include things like shavers, even like manual shavers. So, you know, they're not going to be as expensive. Anything over £10 will remain at 15% and above. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at that change from 15 to 8. That's going to be quite interesting. Computer and electronics accessories, this is increasing. It used to always be 12%. Now it's going up to 15%. And that's for the price up to £100 or €100. And it's decreasing from 12 to 8 for anything greater than £100. So high value electrical items or accessories and computer accessories are going down, but low value ones are going up. So something to be mindful of there. And then also as well, if you're selling something digitally, which I don't think most people are, that's going to have an effect in Italy. And then the final one, Ring accessories. If you don't know, there's a brand called Ring that Amazon bought, I think a year or two ago. And they're basically changing their referral fee from 12 to 45%, which is huge. So I'm guessing it's because Ring you can buy through distribution cheaper than you can on Amazon, and Amazon don't want people to buy it through distribution and then resell it under their price on Amazon. So hence they're putting a massive fee on that to stop that happening. So that's a little bit about the referral fees. Let's just go on to the FBA fees. Now, Amazon's talking about 2020, the FBA fee changes, and it's laid it out here, so what the new fees are. You know, they've got changes to all of the fees, local and European Fulfillment Network, and I'll go through them in a bit more detail in a minute, because this is quite, she says, just a lot of numbers, and you really want to see, well, what are the actual changes, what do I need to know, and we'll talk about that in a second. But let's just go through everything else before we get into that in regards to fulfillment. So if we scroll down, they're talking a bit about here, so they give you some examples, product examples. You know, if you're saying what was it before, in the UK it was £1.27, now it's £1.35. European Fulfilment Network going up from £1.20 up to £3.71, quite a bit, or if you're looking at in euros, €3.59 up to €4.13. So quite a big increase there on the ENF fees. And obviously that's going to affect people doing, should we say, fulfillment from the UK into Europe. So really, kind of give the breakdown here. Now, they are saying there's going to be a minimum long-term storage fee of 10p per unit. That is, should we say, starting to think the minimum long-term storage fee is going to be eliminated for non-media items stored more than 365 days. And then the final charge for fee will be from March the 15th, the assessment date. So they're talking about removing the long-term storage fees, or the minimum long-term storage fee, which is quite interesting. The long-term storage fee is in addition to the regular inventory fee and will not be charged if requesting to remove or dispose of the unit. So something just to keep in mind there. They're going to increase the removal fees. So say, for example, you've got some stock in Amazon's warehouses right now and you want to get it back in your warehouse. That is going to change how much they charge you. So small items are forward generally 25p, but now the slightly heavier, the bigger ones are now going up to 45p and above that a bit more as well. And again, for oversized items, they all used to be 50p, but now it's going 50p, £1, £1.50, £2.20, £2.50, and then £3. So the bigger of the items, whether they be standard or oversized, they're going to be costing you more now to get them returned to yourself. And then they got more about the cross-border removal fees. Now, to be honest, most people that isn't going to affect. It's just going to be more for doing pan-EU. So I'm sure if you're doing pan-EU, have a look at that. That's going to be quite important for you. So the real question you're asking is, what are the changes? Well, Amazon's actually shared them all here. FBA fulfillment fee changes comparison. So it talks about what they were before and what they were after, and even the European fulfillment network. And I'll share a link that down below. But again, this is just so much text that it just makes it really hard for me to understand. So what I've done is I put it together into a nice little spreadsheet. And we'll just talk through that now. So for you watching this, and if I just zoom in to make your life a bit easier, you can see here, if we're just looking at standard parcels, the majority of the things we're going to be sending probably be the parcel size. You are looking here, old, it was about £2.2, now it's going up to £2.14. That's 12p change, or about 6%. So across the board on small items below about 3 kilograms, you're going to be looking maybe 10 to 20p increase, about 6%. Once you start getting above the 3 kilograms into 4 kilogram territory, you're now looking at FBA fees for local fulfillment. This is whereby they are shipping it from the UK Amazon warehouses to a customer in the UK. That's going to increase by about 60p up to 70p. That's a 15% increase. So not a small increase, that's quite a bit, but obviously that is for your heavier items. So if you are shipping things which might be not particularly large, but quite heavy, then be mindful you've got about a 15% increase in your shipping fees. And obviously you're going to have to account for that. It's about 60p in your shipping costs. So, and then what about oversized, or what about ENF? So if we're looking here into ENF now, I know a lot of people who are purchasing from the UK selling into Europe. That's quite an important market. So again, right here, we've got, if you're looking at ENF and we're doing it in euros this time, generally speaking, they're going up on the small side by between about 8 or 4 to 8%, under 4 kilos, that's 50 cents. And then after that, it's not really going up too much. Between 5, 6, 7 and 8 kilos, 9 kilos, that's pretty much flat, no real changes on that. But if you're doing really heavy ENF fees, that's going up by about €2. So 10 kilos, 11 kilos, 12 kilos, standard parcel size, that's going up by about 15%. So for you, whenever you're looking at these fee changes, how's it going to affect you? The majority of the sellers that I know are going to be doing it UK local fulfillment. That is going to be here. So they're probably going to be looking at anything between about 15 and 20p increase on the smaller items. But if you're doing heavier items, probably going to be about 70p increase. So something just to consider there. And what I'll do again, just to reiterate, I'll drop a link to all of this down below. And if you want to have a look at this spreadsheet that I created as well, you can have a look at that as well. I'll drop a link down below as well. Right, that's a little bit about the changes to the European fulfillment network fees and local FBA fees for Amazon. Okay guys, hopefully you have found that informative, and obviously it's going to show you, should we say, the change and impact that's going to have on your operations going forward. And hey, some of them are not small. I'm going to have to reevaluate certain cost lines that we're looking at and maybe look at how we charge. So it's going to have an impact on our businesses. Now, What I will say is hopefully you found this video informative and hopefully you found it useful. If you have, give me a thumbs up. Just let me know that you like it and obviously I'll make more of them. Number 2, got any questions? Maybe you don't like the changes. I don't think anyone likes the changes, but maybe there's something around there that you want to talk about or maybe ask questions. Be sure to drop them down below. And finally, be sure to click the subscribe button. That is going to let you know obviously when I release any new videos, and hopefully I can help support you in your Amazon business and we can grow together. But from me, Thomas Parkinson at FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.